Arun Jaitley had stopped attending office in April for a renal transplant operation on May 14. New Delhi highlights Arun Jaitley had stopped attending office in April for renal transplant. Piyush Goyal was in charge of Finance Ministry during his absence. Mr. Jaitley recently voted for Rajya Sabha Deputy Chairman Arun Jaitley resumed charge of the Finance Ministry today after a 3-month break for surgery. The President of India, as advised by the Prime Minister, has directed to assign the portfolios of the Minister of Finance and Minister of Corporate Affairs to Arun Jaitley, an official notification issued earlier today said. Mr. Jaitley, 65, stopped attending office in April for a renal transplant operation on May 14. He started work after getting a go-ahead from his doctors, official sources said. In his absence, Railways Minister Piyush Goyal held charge of his ministry, even as Mr. Jaitley held video conferences with officials and addressed events remotely, prompting the opposition to ask who India's finance minister was. Mr. Jaitley had earlier this month attended Parliament to participate in the vote for the deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha. Advertisement: Mr. Jaitley had a bariatric surgery soon after the BJP-led coalition came to power in 2014. The surgery was to treat weight gain that he suffered because of a long-standing diabetic condition, according to the Press Trust of India. Mr. Jaitley has been active on social media, from taking on opposition parties to writing on issues including cuts to the goods and services tax rates. Arun Jaitley was greeted by officials and deputies when he returned to work after a 3-month break. Mr. Jaitley's first-floor corner office in North Block has been renovated and sanitized so that the minister is protected against infection, according to reports. He was greeted by officials and his deputies. He met senior officials in both the ministries including Finance Secretary Hashmukh Adhia. Sources said doctors have advised him to cut his public interaction to the minimum to protect him from contracting any infection, according to news agency PTI. The limited visitors to his room are required to cover their shoes with the blue plastic bags that are used in hospitals, with inputs from PTI.